Hey everyone! This is a quick reminder to subscribe and hit that like button. It lets me know that you are enjoying my content. Also, feel free to drop your suggestions for future stories in the comments below. Thank you for listening, and let's dive right in. Title: Emergency Alert, Avoid All Shadowed Areas, posted by Jasmine writes 3 hours ago. I woke up this morning to my phone vibrating like crazy. At first I thought it was just some spam notification or an Amber Alert. But then I saw the words on my lock screen. Emergency alert, avoid all shadowed areas. If you see moving darkness, do not approach, await further instructions. What the hell? I wasn't the only one confused. My group chats were blowing up with people trying to figure out if this was a mistake. Some of my friends were making jokes. What is this, a horror movie? Damn, now the gov is scared of the dark? Bro, I told y'all the back rooms were real. Twitter, or X or whatever the hell we call it now, was already on fire. Half the posts were people freaking out, and the other half were people laughing it off, saying it was just some stupid glitch in the system. But I don't think it's a glitch, and I don't think it's stupid, because I've seen something like this before. A few weeks ago, I took my dog, Luna, for a walk in the woods behind my apartment. It was late afternoon, that weird time when the sun is low, but there's still enough light to see. We were walking along our usual trail when Luna stopped. Not the normal, I smell something interesting stop. This was different. She froze, ears back, tail stiff, like every instinct in her tiny corgi body was screaming at her to run. That's when I saw it. A patch of darkness, about the size of a basketball, just sitting there in the middle of the trail. Not a shadow from a tree, not a puddle, just wrong. It looked deep, like if I touched it, my hand would sink into it. And then it moved. Not in the wind, not shifting like a shadow normally does. It stretched slightly, then shrank back, like it was breathing. I don't know how to explain it, but my stomach dropped. Every instinct in me said, leave. Now. That's when I heard someone calling out. You didn't see a golden retriever, did you? An older man was standing off to the side of the trail, looking around, his voice tight with worry. He told me his dog had gotten off his leash just a few minutes ago, said he'd been calling him, but there was no sign of him anywhere. I remember glancing back at the darkness on the trail, the way it had moved, just slightly. I almost said something. Almost. But what the hell was I supposed to say? Hey, have you checked that weird, moving shadow that shouldn't exist? Instead, I just shook my head. No, sorry, I haven't seen him. He nodded, mumbled something about checking near the stream, and walked away. I never saw him or his dog again. I told my boyfriend about it that night. I expected him to say I was overthinking it, and he did. Babe, it was probably just fog, or a weird trick of the light. But it wasn't. I know it wasn't. And now there's a national emergency alert telling us to stay out of the shadows. I don't think it's a joke. I think this has been happening for a while. I think we just didn't notice. Title: People are going missing. The news isn't telling us everything. Posted by Jasmine writes 6 hours ago. Well, things just got a lot worse. I wasn't going to post again so soon, but after what I saw today, I need to get this out there. So remember the emergency alert from yesterday? The one warning us to avoid all shadowed areas? You'd think there would be a national press conference, or some scientist giving us an explanation by now. But nope. The news is still vague as hell. They're calling it an anomalous darkness, like it's some mild weather event. Saying there's no need to panic, but also refusing to answer questions. No one's saying what's actually happening, but I think I know, because people are disappearing. This morning at work, my coworker Ethan didn't show up. No call, no text, nothing. That's not normal for him. He's one of those weirdly responsible people who'd show up to work with 103-degree fever before calling out sick. At first, we all just joked about it. Someone said, "Damn, maybe the shadows got him." We laughed. It wasn't funny. By lunch, our manager started calling his phone. No answer. Then, someone checked Find My Friends. His location was still at his apartment. So, a couple of us walked to his place during our break. The door was unlocked. Lights were on. Coffee half full on the table, still warm. But he was gone. It was like he just stepped away from existence. Then I saw the video. Someone posted it to Twitter before it got deleted. I don't know if it was taken down by mods or something else, but I managed to save it. It's security footage from an apartment hallway. The quality is grainy, but you can see a guy walking toward his door. Then he steps into a shadow cast by the stairwell, and he vanishes. Not like he walked out of frame, not like the camera glitched. He takes one step into the shadow and he's just gone. His clothes drop to the ground, completely untouched. Like whatever took him had no use for fabric. Then the shadow shifts. Not much, but just enough. Enough to grow. I sent the video to my boyfriend. He called me immediately, not to talk about the video, but because he saw something too. I swear to God, Jazz, I saw something outside my window last night. His voice was shaky, and he never gets rattled like this. Said he got up to get water around 2 a.m., and when he looked outside, there was something standing at the edge of the street. Not a person, not an animal, just a tall, dark shape. It was watching the house, but when he turned on the porch light, it was gone. He tried to convince himself it was just fog or a weird shadow cast by the trees. But after watching that video, he's not so sure anymore. I don't know what's happening. I don't know where Ethan is, or what the hell that shadow in the video really was. But I do know one thing. I walked home tonight, and the whole time, I felt like something was watching me. I checked behind me twice. There was nothing there. But when I got to my door and looked at my reflection in the window, for a second, just a split second, I swear I saw something else standing behind me. Title: They're installing floodlights everywhere. I think it's too late. Posted by Jasmine writes 10 hours ago. Everything feels off. Like we're living in the last days before something terrible happens, but no one wants to admit it. I'm trying to tell myself I'm overreacting, that I'm not in danger, that we'll get some kind of explanation soon. But deep down, I don't believe that. And I don't think the government does either. The city has installed floodlights everywhere. Street corners, parks, highways, massive blinding floodlights keeping public spaces lit 24/7. Even at noon, they're blasting artificial light into the streets like it's midnight. I didn't notice it at first, but on my walk to work, I passed 2 workers bolting a floodlight onto a telephone pole. They were rushed, barely speaking, their hands shaking. I asked them what they were for. One of them just stared at me, his face pale. Then he muttered, "They told us to keep the lights on." And that's not even the scariest part. There's a curfew now. No one's allowed outside after sundown. At 6 p.m. sharp, the emergency alert blared on every phone, TV, and radio. Mandatory curfew. Effective immediately, all citizens must remain indoors between sundown and sunrise. Keep all lights on inside your home. Avoid darkened areas. Further updates pending. Not a suggestion. Not a we advise. A fucking order. And yeah, people could ignore it. But they aren't. Because no one who's been outside after dark has come back. The government is losing control. I don't know how I can tell. Maybe it's the tension in the air, the way officials are disappearing from press briefings without explanation, or maybe it's the power failures. They're saying it's infrastructure damage, but I don't buy it. Whole neighborhoods are going dark. No warning. No fix. And the worst part? It's happening in the same places where the disappearances are the worst. The areas with the most missing people are going completely black. Like something is picking them clean and then swallowing everything around them. I don't know how much longer I can ignore it. I hear things now. At night, when everything is still, I hear scratching outside my apartment door. Not a rat. Not pipes. Something slow. Deliberate. Like fingernails dragging against the wood. And I know I should look. I should check the peephole. But every time I get close to the door, my body locks up with this overwhelming animal-level terror. Like some deep part of me knows that if I look, I won't be looking out. I'll be looking in. And then there's my boyfriend. I called him last night. I wish I hadn't. Because I don't think he's okay. His voice was wrong. Panicked, strained, like he hadn't slept in days. "Jas, I swear I saw it inside the house last night. Not outside, inside. I felt my stomach drop. I tried to ask him what he meant, but he just kept whispering, over and over, 'It's coming closer.' Then his phone cut out. I called back. No answer. I texted. Delivered, but no reply. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should go check on him, or if that's exactly what it wants. Because if the lights can't stop it, nothing will." Title: The emergency alerts are getting worse. So are the disappearances. Posted by Jasmine writes, 12 hours ago. I don't think we have much time left. I don't know who I'm even writing this for anymore. Half the people I know are gone. The other half are too scared to leave their homes. And now the internet is falling apart too. Another emergency alert came through this morning. It's worse than the last one. The anomaly is spreading. Avoid dimly lit areas. Do not trust unfamiliar figures. Unfamiliar figures? What the hell does that mean? Are we not just dealing with shadows anymore? Are there things now? Things that look like people? I don't know. I don't think I want to know. Because this time, the news didn't even try to explain it. No reporters, no scientists, no officials pretending to be in control. Just the alert repeating every hour, like a broken record. And I think it's because the people who were supposed to give us answers are already gone. Something horrible is happening online. It started with disappearing accounts. I'd scroll through my feed, and a tweet I saw 5 minutes ago would be gone. Entire threads wiped, like the people posting them never existed. But then I saw the live stream. There was this Twitch streamer, big name, thousands of viewers, doing one of his usual late-night gaming streams. Everything seemed normal. He was talking, laughing, chatting with viewers. Then, mid-sentence, he was gone. Not a sign-off, not a burba. One frame, he's there. The next, his chair is empty. The stream kept running. At first, the chat thought it was a prank. A bit, but then the room started getting darker. Not all at once. Slowly. At the edges of the screen, the shadows stretched outward, swallowing up the walls, the floor, the ceiling. People in chat were spamming messages. Dude, where are you? Yo, come back, dog TF. What is happening to your room? But no one answered. The stream went on for another 3 minutes, broadcasting nothing but a slowly darkening room. And then it cut to static. His channel is gone now, like it never existed. I was still trying to process that when I saw my neighbor disappear. I was staring out my window, just zoning out, when I saw her step outside to take out the trash. It was late. The floodlights were still on, but her driveway had a strip of shadow right near the curb. I watched her walk straight into it, and in the time it took me to blink, she was gone. No sound, no struggle, no movement, just empty space where she used to be. Her bag of trash hit the pavement, split open, and spilled across the street. I waited for minutes, for her to come back, for something to explain it. But nothing happened. She was just gone. And I knew, in that moment, that if I walked outside right now, if I stepped even an inch into the dark, I'd be gone too. I don't think my boyfriend made it. His last message came in at 3:17 a.m. Jasmine, it's so quiet here, don't follow me. I called. It rang once, then straight to voicemail. I texted, delivered, no reply. I think he's already gone, and I think I'm next. Title: The final emergency alert just went out. I checked my security footage. I wish I hadn't. Posted by Jasmine writes 8 hours ago. There's no one left. I mean, there are, but they're not talking anymore. The city is dead silent. No cars, no sirens, no voices outside. Just nothing. I keep refreshing my feed, but every time I check, there are fewer posts, like people are blinking out of existence in real time. And then, at exactly 3 a.m., the final emergency alert went out. There is nowhere left to run. Stay in place, it is already here. That was it. No instructions, no attempts at control or reassurance anymore. Just a warning that means nothing now. And when I looked outside, I finally understood why. There's no more street, no more buildings across the way. It's all just blackness. Not the night sky, not fog, just an endless stretching void. And it's getting closer. I needed to see for myself. Not the outside. I already know what's out there. But me. Something has been wrong since yesterday. The scratching at my door, the feeling of being watched, the reflection that didn't move right. So I checked my apartment's security camera. I just needed to see myself, standing in my apartment, alive, real. That's not what I found. The footage started at 2:42 a.m. I watched myself walk out of my apartment. The problem is, I never left. I didn't go anywhere last night. I locked my doors, turned on every light, and stayed inside. But there I was, on screen, calmly stepping into the hallway. And then I saw my shadow. It didn't follow me normally. It lagged, like it was thinking, delayed. And then, as I reached the stairwell, it started to stretch. Too long, too thin. Moving in a way real shadows shouldn't move. And right before I vanished down the stairs, it did something else. It turned its head, like it was looking directly at the camera, like it knew I was watching. I slammed my laptop shut so hard I nearly broke it. And now, I'm just sitting here trying to piece together what that means. I don't think it was me in that footage. I think I've been gone for a while. There's someone in my apartment. I just heard a soft voice behind me. But I live alone. Title: The power just went out. I think this is the end. Posted by Jasmine writes 14 minutes ago. There's nothing left. No cars, no streetlights, no buildings across from mine. Just black mist pressing against my windows, swallowing everything I used to know. The city is silent, not the kind of silence you get late at night when the world is asleep. A deeper silence. A wrong silence. Like there's nothing alive to make sound anymore. And now the power's gone too. No lights. No internet. No more emergency alerts. Like whoever was sending them isn't there to warn us anymore. This is it. I don't know how long I've been sitting here, maybe minutes, maybe hours. Time doesn't feel real anymore. The shadows took that too. I keep refreshing my feed, but there's nothing, not even error messages. Just a blank screen. It's like the world is unwriting itself, one piece at a time. And I'm next. I thought staying inside would keep me safe. I thought if I just kept the lights on, locked my doors, I could outlast this. But I can't. Because I was already gone before this even started. I keep thinking about that security footage. The me that walked out of my apartment. The shadow that moved on its own. What if that was the real me? What if I've just been sitting here, posting updates, waiting for something that already happened? I can't stay inside forever. The shadows already took them. I have to go find them. Post deleted, user not found.